Cities versus towns. A ver qué opináis vosotras de esto.
A ver.
Mirad, básicamente, bueno, aquí es un poco la idea, no, o sea, esto es un Reddit post where people just talk about like advantages and disadvantages of living in cities and rural areas. I don't know, I'm just gonna put it out there. Do you prefer living in a city or in a town? Agustina, ¿qué prefieres tú? ¿Vivirte en el campito o en una vieja ciudad grande?
Bueno, el tema es que yo soy de Buenos Aires y es una ciudad muy grande. Como Madrid, bueno, muy grande.
Claro.
Entonces estoy acostumbrada a eso. No sé si me iría a vivir al campo, realmente.
Te pasa como a mí, sí.
Es como que me gusta la ciudad, me voy moviendo, ¿no? Porque Buenos Aires es muy ciudad. No tiene mar, no tiene nada. Es divino, ¿eh? Divino. Me encanta, saludo a Buenos Aires, pero, viste, me voy moviendo más para ciudades más chicas. Málaga, que tenga mar, pero ya irme al campo, al monte, ahí.
Al monte a perderte al campo, ¿no?
Me encanta el fin de semana, vamos a hacer trekking, un fin de semana, una casita, divino. Pero vivir ahí, no, siento que no me adaptaría.
Te adaptas.
Soy más un bicho de ciudad.
City worm. City worm, is it? No, that's a bookworm, no? City, what do you call that? City worm? No, city worm. No, I just made it up.
A city worm just going.
I'm
coming.
That's so random.
City. No, we would say it's it's an old term.
No,
we would say
there's gotta be something.
We would call it city slicker, but
City
it's
slicker?
but it's such like an I don't know, city slicker, like an 80s, like
Slicker.
I don't know. I feel like I'm in like a TV show. You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
It's like an old
Friends.
expression? Like city slicker?
Yeah, people don't use that anymore.
Okay.
But yeah, someone who's like I'm from the city, like a city life. Yeah.
En español sí
así.
tenemos una, es urbanita.
Urbanita,
Urbanita
okay,
is
yeah,
like
makes more
no,
sense.
urbanite.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's, I don't know if it's in English. Urbanita is like urbanite. Like,
Aquí en España.
en España se dice urbanita.
I don't know.
En España, ¿tú no dices eso? En Argentina, ¿no?
Bicho de ciudad.
Bicho de
Como
ciudad,
que-
bicho de ciudad.
Sí.
Claro. Es distinto. ¿Y tú te gusta más el campo, la ciudad? I'm talking
Los
long
dos.
term. Long term, right?
I don't know. I would say a mix between the two because I've lived in both. Like I've lived in very like rural town, like farm
Can you
town.
share your experience in Hawaii?
Oh yeah, that was very interesting. Yeah, I lived in Hawaii for 1 year.
That's so cool.
With
So
Workaway. I lived on Oahu. So it's the island that has Honolulu, right? Like the city, but it's at the very bottom of the island. And the east and west coasts of the island are very rural, like very, I mean, some parts are more suburban. Like they have like supermarkets and stuff, but as you get to the top, it's actually like a protected, it's not a national park, but it's protected land. So you can't drive all the way around the island. You can only drive in a U. So I could have walked to that like protective land. So it was really like nothing. And if you don't have a car, you don't have public transportation, you're just very isolated, not only within your community, but like an island in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. But even in New York, I noticed a big difference, like living in Manhattan versus living 2 hours north of the city, like literally like next to farms, like an apartment with horses.
Listen,
and stuff,
having you here, Olivia, I think it's a great chance to explore this kind of topic because she's literally from, I think it's the most urban area of the world. New York City.
Yes.
Is
like an island.
city.
Like that's the problem. There's nowhere to go, so they have to go up. Like it's so concentrated. You can't just build out like any other city, you know?
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you because my friend, like everybody in Spain, they want to go to New York.
Yeah.
Me too.
New York City.
Have you ever been? No.
Everybody.
Well. No. They. Well. No, they.
Whoa.
They aren't they starting direct flights from Malaga to New York?
Yes, they are.
How
Yes.
much?
You can be. I don't know, but I
How
think you
much?
can be there in like 6 hours or something like that.
6 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's to JFK. It's through Delta, I believe, and I think if they haven't started already, it's starting in like the first few months of this year.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice.
So it's gonna make it a lot easier.
Coming.
Yeah.
Like if you go on Instagram, like I would say like a really big percentage of people have some kind of picture in New York because they went maybe for 2 days, 3 days, but maybe they have very few pictures. But you cannot be missing the New York picture because it's a show off. Because people love it, but people love to show off that they have been there too. I'm just gonna say it because people love to show off their travels.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Yo sí, yo estuve en Navidades de
Qué lindo.
2010. I was there, 2010.
Fun.
But I went cheap. Listen, because I lived in Chicago. I was working there, and I got this teacher friend, a friend. She was also a teacher, elementary teacher in this case, and I went with her in her car with her boyfriend, and I stayed in her parents' apartment.
No.
In the city?
In the city?
That's
No,
so
in
kind.
Long Island.
Long Island. Okay,
Long Island.
okay.
But close.
Yeah.
I mean, I just got
A train, yeah.
So I saved so much money on stay and
Sí, un montón.
even food because once a day I ate at the parents' apartment. So I just ate once outside the apartment.
Buenísimo.
Had so much fun. So much fun there.
Claro.
So you can travel. Actually,
Porque es caro, ¿eh?
Es como que caro, es carísimo.
Yeah.
So expensive.
Carísimo. So expensive.
One of the
But
biggest.
for nothing though, like I've traveled like through some places in Europe where I'm like, okay, it's expensive, but it's worth it. Like it's good quality. In New York, it's just expensive to be expensive, and you're like, why did I pay
Sí.
$6 for a Coke? Like there's no reason. Yeah.
Pero-
Well, I mean there is, but.
Pero ¿en qué temporada es lo más barato?
Cheapest. I don't know the cheapest, but the best I would say is the autumn, the fall, because the summer is hot and gross and smells bad.
Oh, yeah.
And then winter and spring can be really bad weather and storms. So I would say fall. But cheapest, I don't know. I would just recommend buying ahead of time.
Yeah, at least a month, no? Or 2 weeks.
At least, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't. I go back like once a year, so I don't really remember how expensive it is or how far ahead I bought the ticket. I would have to Google.
Me había olvidado.
Yeah, I forgot.
Another big thing, another big discussion that we have among our friends about cities and towns is this. Because I have not a theory. I mean, I can give you facts because I've been researching statistics about this. The tendency is for people to go from towns to cities. But my friends say, no, Rafa, things are changing. More and more people from cities are going to towns because they're stressed out. They can live with less money, a more quality life, a more quality lifestyle. But I say, but what do you do? Because I mean, let's face it. In towns are cool. Everybody loves going. A couple of weeks from vacation. A town. For me, a couple of weeks is too long for a town, rural area. I say 3 days. Max.
Yeah.
I mean, if you do something cool, you go to an activity, specific activity that's prepared in the town and stuff, I can stay longer. But
With friends or family.
like, listen, 2 days ago I went to Granada to a town called Capileira with a couple of friends, Gallego and Bruto, a couple of friends, Spanish friends. They love it because they love food and they love nature and they love joints. So what else can you ask for? Just rent a cheap apartment in a random town in Granada. The sites are amazing. Sites are beautiful, full of animals. But after the second day, I started saying, okay, this was really fun. Let's go back.
Right.
But my friends say, no. Oh, I would love to live here. I would love to. If I could have your job, because I work remotely, if I could have your job and live here forever. Say, what are you talking about?
Right.
Are you serious? But they say seriously.
Yeah.
No.
Like dead serious, dead ass serious.